Hello, you beautiful nerds. Welcome to the Drug Banthas podcast, where we talk about sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and all of the popular art that we love. Also, we do it drunk.
Mostly.
It's like a 80-30 ratio. No, 70-30. Well, wow. That's
See, someone's been drinking.
Yeah, this is definitely more on the 70 than the 30. But I enjoyed, as always, by my co-host, Brother Bill.
Hi. I'm Bill McClure. You might have seen me in such shows as 9 Nerd Yards and Does It Hold Up?
Indeed.
I am your favorite cousin's favorite cousin, Bill.
I feel like Billy West is doing his best Troy McClure impression for Zap Brannigan. You know what I mean? Like Zap Brannigan just.
Oh yes, no, they made him look like Troy McClure.
Yeah, he looks like a blonde.
I think that's intentional for sure. I think I think all that's intentional. You're absolutely right. Who knows? Maybe what's his name was meant to play him.
Yeah. I wonder if anybody's like asked Billy West about that. I need to do some deep dive.
No, man, nobody has. That's why we need to interview everybody, because we got the real questions that people want to hear.
Guys, we are so excited about today's episode. We are talking about Futurama, season 8, episode 3 and 4.
That's right. We're coming at you with an episode for this show because they're so short. We don't have enough. I mean, we would just be a 15-minute podcast if we did that.
Yeah, man, we're doing it. Rick and Morty rules. You guys remember when we covered Rick and Morty? You know, we're doing 2x2. You know, up in this.
Speaking of which, I want to ask people. We want to do a podcast where it's a little bit more loose. Well, same podcast, just issues a little bit looser. If you're interested in that, let us know in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Like typical topics will be like, "Hey, Alex, I think that when they reboot The Flash, it'll be Wally West instead of Barry Allen."
That'd be cool. Wally's the guy that I grew up with, or we both grew up with. You know, that's our Flash. So that'd be cool. Although I dare say that no live action Flash has gotten the characterization of Barry Allen right, because all the Barry Allens in live action act like Wally West.
Right. Which is why everybody will be used to it, so it'll be great.
They'll finally do it right.
And it'll be Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be let us know in the comments if that's something that you guys would dig.
Yeah, some shows like that. Some episodes. Yeah, y'all want that? Y'all like that?
Yeah, you like that. I do just want to say real quick, because like while I was doing research on this season, I got so confused because there has been some confusion about the season number for Futurama, because some people consider each of the Futurama movies to be individual seasons of Futurama, and some consider all of the movies to be like one collective season. So
all the movies are just, wait a minute, the movies are just episodes. Yeah, that's stupid, because the movies are just basically episodes in between the seasons.
Yeah,
they'd be like old school, because the episode makeup of this show is old school. It'd be like the old school, like, hey, we don't have, it's the in between the summer and the fall, it's about to come back in a month, let's put out this one episode. Or like, you know what I mean? Like, that was usually how you treated those kind of episodes. Like, it's still an episode.
Well, the only reason it gets so confusing is those movies came out after the show was canceled. So they were just coming out with these movies. They were pretty much episodes. They were even like paced.
There's only 2 of them, right? Or 3?
I think there were 4. Yeah, there was Bender's Big Score, The Beast with a Billion Backs, and I think that they both like tied into each other, which I think that's why people consider that like one season. And then there's Bender's Game, which I think people consider another season, and Into the Wild Green Yonder, which people consider another season. So that some people on some websites is considered season 11. So
which should we consider the Venture Brothers movie a season 9 of
yeah, right? Like
Venture Brothers.
Yeah, it's weird when people do it like that. Yeah.
It's weird when you let Reddit decide what's gonna go on, dictate.
Well, that's the internet has, because of this like wonky way of TV shows. No other TV show is like this. Even Family Guy, when it got canceled and renewed, it didn't get canceled and renewed this many times, and they didn't release a whole. But like that's like if Family Guy got canceled and in the 6 years between it being off air, they released a whole bunch of Star Wars specials and shit like that.
It's funny though; they end up still finding them both end up finding themselves in the same places.
Yeah,
like you watch Family Guy on Hulu, you watch Futurama on Hulu. When they both got canceled off from Fox, they both went to Cartoon Network.
Yeah, they have a very similar audience for sure.
The only thing that couldn't happen though is when they went to comedy. When Futurama went to Comedy Central, you knew they weren't going to getting followed by Family Guy. Because that's their number one enemy is Family Guy, apparently, because of the South Park guys.
Oh man, yes. Oh yeah, it is funny because it did seem like they were more taking shots at Family Guy, and their Simpsons episode made it seem like they were like paying homage to it. It's like they're the best writers of all time. Like, how are we going to come up with anything better than the Simpsons? Where Family Guy, they're just like, their shit is old hat.
Yeah. Their shit is racist and stupid.
Yeah, guys, check out our Family Guy podcast. That's never coming out. But today we are talking about.
Ooh, we might do a Seth MacFarlane episode.
That would be interesting.
We'll be bored.
I've had a lot of people tell me I should watch the Orville just because I'm a Star Trek fan.
Let me tell you something. That is an episode we'll be coming. We will.
Well, Seth MacFarlane or Orville?
Y'all will not be bored if you watch our episode on Seth MacFarlane. Let me just tell you, because I got lots to say.
Oh man, we might lose some subscribers. We might gain some subscribers. Yeah, it's going to be a very divisive issue, I'm sure, because people love and hate that guy. But today we're talking about the man Matt Groening and David X. Cohen.
The man, the myth, and the legends.
And they wrote this episode, How the West Was 1010001. When Farnsworth becomes bankrupt, the crew heads out west to earn some thallium in exchange for Bitcoin and get the robot mafia off their backs.
If anybody knows what the code is for this episode name, like, please put it in the comments. I know that binary means something.
Yeah,
they don't just do stuff like that in this show without it being some kind of actual message.
Right.
So let us know in the comments if you know. Don't be stingy. Let everybody know.
Yeah, like these guys are way too smart to just like have a throwaway joke. All their jokes are stupid and smart at the same time. Speaking
just
of
like the one that's in episode 2.
Oh man,
the second episode.
Yeah, episode 4. Yeah, that one. Oof, yeah, I'm ready to get into that one. This one I wasn't a huge fan of. It's probably my least favorite of the season so far. Yes, I still really enjoyed it. It still made me laugh, but I mean, I don't know anything about Bitcoin. So a lot of the story and the references just kind of like flew over my head. Maybe I'm just a big dum-dum in that.
Dude, there was a lot of references that flew over my head. I'm going to have to go back and find out do a lot of research on all these episodes because the title for this one is based, not the title, but like, you know how they do the opening credit?
Right.
It says based on a UFO, on a true UFO landing.
Right.
And I'm like...
And there's this weird, creepy vocalization at the beginning, too. Like, something... Yeah, there's something there.
There's something going on right there.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is. I mean, clearly it's something, like you said, there's nothing throwaway about this show. So I'm hoping that's explained at some point. Well, not explained on the show, but like explained on a level.
By, very indigenous nerds who are out there mining for the truth. Like, these guys are mining for Bitcoin. I did think it was kind of like an interesting idea, even though, like, again, the references kind of flew over my head. The interesting idea of
stupid.
You're stupid.
Ooh, Dexter.
Dexter.
Does it hold up?
Oh, of course. You know, what's his name? Damn, I've already forgot his name. Primal creator. Anyway, I'll get back to that.
Dexter.
His name is Dexter. But no, I like the idea of like the Bitcoin mining being sort of interpreted in this Wild West mining for gold allegory or whatever, like this comedic allegory that they got going on here. But again, like I don't know, it's just like a lot of the stuff just like I didn't really get. I thought it was funny, like them riding the ship with like two donkeys out west instead of just flying the ship. I have no idea why they did that.
That was kind of funny, kind of ridiculous, but they had to go to this planet and be like old timey so that they didn't get caught trying to like mine. Like they were kind of trying to be secretive, I guess, is like part of what it was going on right there.
Right.
It didn't really make a lot of sense, but if you go back to a lot of the early episodes, the past episodes, there was episodes where they were just wild with it. They just went buck wild. And I think they're taking a page out of like Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland's book and just doing episodes that aren't necessarily episodic, but will like clearly they're calling back to things that have happened in the past. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, these are just episodes that anybody can watch at any time. Just pick up, start watching Futurama, and boom. Because they're not afraid to syndicate their shit.
Right.
Like, so, everybody, play it. Everybody, play me. Play me as quickly as possible.
Yeah, to your point, like, these past 3 episodes have kind of, like, harkened back to older stuff. The next episode, man, it's just full of references from older episodes.
Hold on. Let's go through some of the most funny, ridiculously funny parts in this episode before we talk about anything negative for real.
Okay, yeah.
Well, we already kind of talked about the negative, but before we get real deep into the negative, let's just talk about the fucking hilarious shit. One, the dude who gets them to Dodge City.
Oh, yeah.
That dude who is at the beginning of the city and he like they say they have a tally of how many people are there.
Yeah.
There's 99 people in the city. And then they show up and he counts everybody. And it goes up to 107 and then he dies and flips it up to 106. Like that shit was so funny.
It was, great visual gag.
Man, I died on that one. There were some other ones, I can't remember offhand right this second.
Yeah, I did like I really like Tress MacNeille's character in this episode. She's Cat Lady, she's the prostitute, fairy and Disenchantment.
In this one she was a brothel owner.
Yeah, she's a brothel owner who's like
also we got the Gajigger guy.
Yeah,
what was a funny moment that you liked? I mean, like, what was a specifically funny moment of the show, this episode that you liked?
Specifically funny moment? I'm trying to think of, moments. I did really like, again, like, Tress MacNeille's character, some of the jokes landed for me, some of them didn't, but the one that I really liked were, like, at the end, where it was revealed that she was, like, brutalizing the robots and decapitating them and harvesting their brains for Bitcoin so she could mine for Bitcoin. Everyone was like, "Oh, that's evil." And she's like, "Yeah, but I give all the proceeds to a local charity." Now that you've unveiled my generous scheme,
right?
I just love the idea, the phrase "generous scheme." That really got me.
Well, it's just like companies doing that, placating the people. Yeah. Yes, I've used that word several times. I use the word to describe the Barbie movie. I'm using it right here correctly as well. Placating is not a good thing. It's like when people are placated to by the major companies who say, "Hey, we're investing." The airplane companies are like, "We're investing in clean energy," while we fuck up the rest of the world. Like, so look at it. Look over here.
Right. We're committed to being 100% green by 2027.
Right.
By that time, you'll have forgotten about this commercial.
My other favorite moment in this episode is on the screen right now.
Yes.
Bender is riding the donkey on a treadmill, so it looks like he's riding the donkey. And then he starts dancing on the motherfucker, singing a song, and the donkey's back just breaks, and they fall off the treadmill. Let me tell you something. I thought that was the end of that, but then this motherfucker shows back up with a bunch of plates and ropes as a splint for the donkey's back. If you don't know what we're talking about, do yourself a favor and watch the episode.
Yeah, you have to check out that episode. Everything about that moment was hilarious.
Like, I don't know, y'all. You tell us, man. You put it in the comments. Was that the funny part? What was your favorite funny part?
What was your favorite part of episode 3, season 8 or 11? Yeah, it like the lyrics in the song were hilarious because there's a whole stupid play with like his ass and his ass.
Yeah, Bender's missing his ass, but they're using it to sift through the river for whatever material that thallium that, which sounds like Valium to me. I don't know. Every time they said it, it sounded like Valium to me. The old Jigger guy, he was like, "Oh, yeah, that's good Valium." I'm like, "He's Valium." Because they kept biting it. Like, you do that with gold and drugs. Like, I don't know why they kept tasting it, but anyway.
And then he Bender breaks the donkey's back. Everything about that was hilarious because he breaks the donkey's back. And like they're riding in the sunset in like this western picturesque area, but then they also have this like you mentioned they're riding on a treadmill with like with like a fake background. Even though you don't need the facade, you actually are out in the Wild West. It was so silly. But yeah, another moment that was really funny when he goes to Zoidberg with the donkey who has the broken back.
I'm sorry. Another moment that was really say that again.
Another moment that was really funny was like when Bender shows up to Zoidberg's doctor's office with the donkey who has the broken back, and he clearly wants Zoidberg to help him. And Zoidberg is like, "I couldn't need a thing right now."
Yeah, that shit was hilarious.
I love how Zoidberg says everything.
I did accidentally mute you, so not all for a long period. When you said doctor, it muted.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm just saying, you'll hear it in the edit, and you'll.
I figured there was a reason why you asked me. I'm like, I don't think that you were just not listening. I feel like that was.
I wasn't listening, but on this show.
What did you think of the Borax Kid character? Because I honestly thought that this was Bryan Cranston at first. I think it's just a mustache.
One of the reasons I would have had an issue with this, I'm glad you brought that up. Didn't like him or the knifey guy in this episode.
Yeah.
Usually knifey guys reserved for very quick moments. He's like greased up naked deaf guy or
yeah.
Or I say he dead. You know what I mean? Like you just get them guys in and out. You know.
Yeah, he's a bit. He's not. Yeah.
He was in this too much.
And I think that they even.
Sorry, my high, or does this look like an uncircumcised tiny penis? What is it?
I guess it does.
Put it in the comments.
But if you're listening on the podcast, on Spotify or whatever, just
subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Picture a penis in your head.
I cut my finger. Well, long story short, my pinky is wrapped up, and yeah, you go back 10 seconds to find out.
Yeah, like to your point, yeah, the Borax Kid and the knifey guy, I forget the knife and robot's name, but yeah, I felt like they were both used too much. Like I don't know, but neither one of them felt like they were used very well in this episode. It's one of those episodes where like the story isn't that great, but the comedy is always going to be good, so it's still enjoyable. But it's just like
the jokes all in.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like the story is just like, whatever.
Yeah, the story was just
Yeah,
for sure.
Oh, and we got Dwight's Conrad's son. He's in this episode. He has like some sort of obsession with the Borax kid. I think no,
Yeah,
he has obsession with the knife robot.
He's a badass, and he wants to be a badass because his dad's boring.
Yeah, another
good classic. You know what? That's good television, man. Kids are gonna watch this show. Kids watch cartoons, even if you don't think that they should be watching this show because it's a little, well, kids are gonna watch it anyway.
Yeah.
So you should have some lesson.
Say what? I said your fourth grader is disgusting. Like if you're a parent right now listening to this, your fourth graders watch wild shit.
I mean, they know their fourth grader is disgusting. First of all, motherfuckers got a lot of germs on old time. Motherfuckers gross. They don't wipe their ass. Motherfuckers don't wash their hands after they wipe their ass.
Boogers and skid marks.
Man, I don't fuck with kids, man. Fuck these kids, man. I told y'all, man. I already told y'all that before, man. Y'all keep playing. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, I didn't like the Borax kid or whatever the fuck he was. I don't know. Maybe that was a science thing that I didn't get. Whenever I don't get an episode of Futurama, I always have to assume I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I have to assume I'm the dummy. So I'm not as smart as these guys. I'm not anywhere near as smart as these guys. So I have to assume I'm doing something wrong. So I have to give this one another try later. And I'll get back to you when we do our overall season review. Hopefully this goes 26 episodes. What is this? What do you think?
Ooh, I don't know, because I feel like the Comedy Central season was really short. Let me look that up.
Right.
But yeah, like it is very like like the way the writing is on the show. They always have that balance of super dumb comedy because of course Fry's still on the show, but then they also have the really smart comedy because all their time travel episodes are flawless, and we always talk about how it's impossible to make a good time travel movie or TV show or whatever because there's too many rooms for plot holes. But these guys are so smart and so precise that they really stick that landing. Every once in a while they'll land out off the mark a little bit, at least for us dum dums who don't know didn't go to MIT. But yeah, this episode was just like a little off the mark as for perfection for me.
Another thing that was crazy was like this knifey guy, fucking knife robot. He becomes teammates with Hermes' son, and then he just like throws him in front of a stagecoach. But one of the jokes that landed on that one was he was showing him the stagecoach, and the robot was like, "The robot." He was like, "You see that stagecoach? It's on its way to San Francisco, but it ain't gonna make it to San Francisco." And Hermes' son was like, "Why are they using Apple Maps?"
Yes.
Let me tell y'all something. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Man, I hope we can get that fucking clip like somewhere like bad, Alex. We need that clip so I can make that short. You gonna say that part and then you clip to when you know, you know.
Okay, so for like the last few seasons of Futurama, just to like I guess answer the episode length thing, I thought that they were broken up a lot more, but season 6 is 26 episodes, but there's a part 1 and a part 2.
Yeah.
There's like 13 episodes in part 1, and then the rest in part 2. Same with season 7. So that's
what about 10?
Well, what
about season 10?
Well, the way that this is set up is there's 8 seasons. Like we're on season 8 because
okay.
Just
okay, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Okay, I got you.
But But yeah, I guess like before.
So yeah, Alex, we getting 26, Dad.
Ooh, that'd be nice, or at least like I would settle for like a gentleman's 15. You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe that was what the negotiations were so crazy over this.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I have the number right here. Actually, sorry, what were you about to say?
Wait, what's the number?
The number is 12.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, that sucks.
Actually, that might not be accurate because it only has 2 episodes in part 2 here, so there might be more.
So great news, everyone. What was I about to say? Oh, maybe that was the reason the negotiations went so hard for this, for everybody to come back. Maybe they were like, look, we ain't coming back unless you do X amount of episodes. We ain't doing no 10 episode season because it's probably not worth it for them to all just come back and do it. They got money.
Right. Like, they all got money, and they got like their high demand actors. Like these like there's really the voice actor circle is pretty small. Like you see a lot of the same names popping up a lot. And John DiMaggio and Billy West, like they be working. So, it's like, hey, you don't have to pay me if I'm going to be submitting this time to the show. But
and don't forget Phil Lamar.
Yeah, Phil Lamar. Oh yeah, of course, Phil Lamar, the God. He's the only black voice actor out here. It seems like he's playing Conrad and his son in this episode.
Yeah, so look at that. Look at how God works. Y'all better give them niggas. That's what I think happened. You know, I don't know what happened, but these are good interview questions. And if you guys want to have them come on the show, at them to death on Twitter.
Yeah,
stalk them.
Get them Twitter fingers.
Grab one of them on the street. Just give them a hug and say, "Go Banthas! Go Banthas! Go Banthas! Go Banthas!" Just scream it a lot. And then what they'll do is they'll Google it when they get home because they'll just be like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah, they'll wake up in the hospital and start like screaming drunk bands like the dudes like high and the suspects.
Except Casey's gonna hold her.
Yeah, don't do her like that. Yeah, show her some respect. Her husband and her son might actually murder him if you do that.
He's old now.
Yeah, he's old. But let's move on to episode 4, Parasites Regained. This episode is like, honestly, if you're a fan of Frank Herbert, if you're a fan of Isaac Asimov, if you're a fan of...
Wow, that's a really intense name.
Yeah, right? That's like...
Say it again?
Isaac Asimov. I feel like there's a joke there.
Hey, I just did 3. I'm just trying to be respectful. Trying to interview these people.
If you're a fan of the Dune movies, just in general, like you will love this episode. This has so many references. God, I really enjoyed it.
So as soon as they got ready to be doing, it says "Find the Hidden Story" is what the intro is on this episode, which was Dune. And like as soon as it started, like and they got to the where they were gonna shrink down into the sand, I was like, holy shit, Alex, are they gonna do a Dune right now? And then they pulled out then the spikes came up and you were like, they're gonna do a Dune right now. And we were like, they're doing a Dune. And then the Beetle lady came out and she said, we are the Dune. Damn.
So good.
Still don't know what the hidden story was in this episode, but I'll figure it out.
I'm not sure what they were getting at here, but
I'll figure it out by the time. I'll figure it out.
This was a pretty interesting episode because, like, not only was it a really fun parody of Dune, but it's also like, again, it also serves as like a sort of spiritual successor to Paradise Lost, the second episode of Futurama season 3, because that was the episode where the parasites took over Philip's brain, and they even reference it in this episode. And we've had a lot of references to old episodes in this season, like with the episode with Amy and Keith. Or Kith. I got righteous gemstones on the brain.
Every one of these episodes, I mean, have had a callback to something from the first. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's like they're going for the Rick and Morty style of how they're going to approach these episodes, but at the same time, they're like at the same time, without being episodic, they're still doing callbacks to the things that have happened in the past.
Right. Yeah.
They're still acknowledging that this is in chronological order.
Right. And even though it is self-referential, it doesn't feel super fan servicey. It doesn't look like it. It doesn't feel like they're just like, oh, remember that thing that you liked?
You don't feel like you're being placated to?
Yeah, you like that word. Yeah,
just I'm trying to make a point.
But yeah, like it's very interesting the way they're harkening back to the old stuff without it feeling old hat. There's even like there's an episode of Powerpuff Girls where they basically do an episode all over again, and the whole joke of the episode is that they're doing the episode all over again, which is funny the first time you watch it, but rewatching it, it's just like I watched this episode already. Like it doesn't have the same vibe, but this has a lot of rewatch. I can already see that this is going to have some rewatchability because it's a different story. It's not that like they're just telling the story again.
Yeah, I mean it's a Nibbler callback as well because Nibbler is the one who got the wings.
Yeah,
and so yeah, Nibbler, you know. We're reminded, hey, Nibbler can talk. Hey, Nibbler is an alien. Hey, Nibbler eats everything. Hey, Nibbler's shit is fucking hard as hell, and this is dense as a fucking sun.
Right. Hey, Nibbler exists.
Hey, Nibbler exists.
Because Nibbler is kind of like
he was in the last episode. He just didn't do anything.
Right. Yeah, he's like the kids from Everybody Loves Raymond. They're just like they're sometimes there, but. Sometimes the episodes about them, sometimes they're not around at all.
Man, how many times I gotta tell you? Everybody knows what I'm about to say right now.
What? Don't.
Man, fuck these kids, man. Man, why do you keep bringing up these kids, man?
I was like, did we say something about not bringing up Everybody Loves Raymond before?
No, man. Nah, man. First of all, everybody don't love Raymond. Y'all gotta relax.
But yeah, like
I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh. I was trying not to laugh.
That's another part of this episode that makes it really interesting because the story is really cool. Because again, like every time Nibbler talks and reveals that he's intelligent, everybody's mind gets erased, so nobody really remembers that he's smart. But now this episode is all about Leela gaining this connection, this whole new connection with Nibbler because they can actually converse.
Well, no, they actually had already established that, like in some previous episode, I can't remember before, previous season, they had established that he could, like, he revealed to her that he could talk. He revealed to everybody that he could talk because he needed to save the world again. He couldn't depend on stupid crops.
Right. But this, yeah, that's right. It was like a beast of I think it was like the last Futurama movie, actually, like the Wild Green Yonder.
Yeah, and that's what I was mentioning it because I was like, it's reminding everyone, hey, Leela can talk to her. Leela, like that's what that scene was. Like, Leela can talk to him. Remember that? And he's like, you always forget. You know what I'm saying? Like it's also a call to you, the viewer. Y'all always be forgetting what the fuck happened on the show.
Right.
It's been canceled 3 times in 20 years.
Right. And it also just like establishes the emotional stakes for the episode because like now, like even though I guess it's reestablishing for the audience and for the characters, like they could actually talk to each other, so maybe they could actually hang out, go to the movies, like maybe they have things in common. And then that's immediately ripped away with this worm infection that's deteriorating his brain. And as opposed to the last episode with Phil, or I don't know why I keep calling him Phil. It's Fry. Philip J. Fry. I don't know why I keep calling him
It's some sleep deprivation, man. You gotta get some sleep.
Yeah, sleep is very important, guys. Remember. But yeah, like because he it is that kind of reverse where the parasites are eating ahead of his brain and making him dumber as opposed to making Phil smarter. I'm just gonna keep calling him Phil. So they have to shrink down. Go
His name is Philip J. Fry. His last name is Fry. His name is Philip.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why you can call him Phil.
Yeah. I think that's why, but I don't know why. Nobody on the show calls him Phil.
Do not call him Philip again. You call him Fry. You will call him what the fuck it says on IMDb. And that's what you fucking call him.
Is Jay the same as like Homer J. Simpson, where it's just Jay for his middle name? Do you remember?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Jay Fry.
Okay.
I don't know, nigga.
I don't know.
I gotta go back and watch that episode. Thanks.
Yeah, it's probably the Clover episode where they explain.
Yeah, this is the Clover episode.
But yeah, we got a lot of like Dooney.
Or y'all could explain it to me in the comments because I don't be really doing research anymore.
Yeah, you guys are really good about correcting us and giving us information that we forget because we be high and drunk and shit and we be recording this.
Yeah, man. So, what did you think about the Doom Beatles?
The Doom Beatles, yeah. I thought they were really funny. Like, I liked all the parody with Dune, and it made me want to watch the movie again, or like the Denis Villeneuve movie. I've never seen the David Lynch movie.
Oh yeah,
like the 80s version. Yeah,
man, just say the Gordon movie.
The Gordon movie?
Yeah, Sting.
Oh, yeah, Sting was in that movie.
Good God.
But yeah, just like honestly, it made me want to start. Like, it made me want to read the Dune books and maybe want to rewatch the movie.
Read the Dune books.
Yeah, because it's weird. Like some of the stuff, like I feel like there are references to stuff that weren't in the movie. It's probably going to be in like the next movie or something.
Yeah, it's going to be in the next. It's coming. That's why they did it. Yeah, they're doing things that are going to be in the next movie. Yeah, that's why they did it. They know motherfuckers is going to be like, oh, dude, like it's coming out soon, man.
Right? Yeah, that's very, very smart on many different ways. And it's coming out, the perfect time. The new movie's coming out soon.
And the movie comes out, people go back to this episode right after they watch it. Like, oh, that was in the movie. Oh, hey, man, I thought that was my favorite part in the movie.
Rewatchability, that's what we're talking about here.
Can't wait till this movie come out on TV. I can't wait till it come out on YouTube next week.
I was trying to find the name of the actress who played the Doom leader.
She is the black lady on SNL. That's all you need to do. Do your own research. Shit, we just did that. We already did that earlier and forgot to write it down. Black lady on SNL.
Yeah, it's the black lady who's not Sashir. I can't remember the other actress's name.
I don't know anybody on SNL if their last name isn't Thompson.
I
don't know who you are.
I don't remember you. I'm sorry. But yeah, it was a really cool episode where they just like call back to a lot of stuff, and they end up saving what's his name, Nibbler's intelligence. It kind of seems like they were going to go in a different way because like it seemed like he was going to just turn into what we all kind of have seen him as. Like, oh, it's kind of going back to the status quo where Nibbler is just like basically a dog. He doesn't have to, he's not verbal or anything like that. But it has emotional weight to it this time because we're actually losing something. They're not just losing their memory of him. They're actually
losing him.
Yeah, losing him.
Well, I'll tell you why I didn't feel like it was going to go that way. Yes, it did go that direction. But tell you why I didn't feel like it was going to go that direction is because Nibbler he's going to be very important in whatever episode where they go into doing some timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff.
He always plays a big part.
So, or any type of intergalactic thing that is going to cause the Earth doom. He's going to play a big part of it. They needed a way to introduce him quickly in this series, but also not too quickly because it's complicated, So I just feel like I just never felt like he was going to be in any real danger. My whole thing was trying to figure out how they were going to get around this.
Right.
Like how does this get solved? And yeah, they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, they did do a pretty good job. Like the way it kind of all fleshed out, and even them realizing that the worms were being infected by their own worms, and that's why they were making nibblers dumber rather than smarter. And it just
so he didn't have own worms; they had crabs.
Yeah, which fuck them. I thought that was funny how they it kind of got introspective and just really deep and just how things need to carry themselves out, and even honestly on a bigger scale, it made me start thinking about maybe we as humans are the parasites on Earth, and maybe we're meant to make it destroy it the way that it was these worms were destroying Nibbler's brain. I was like, is that what this commentary is saying? Is this are we destined to destroy ourselves? And as I'm thinking about all that, and then they cut to Leela being like, "Oh no, fuck them crabs, they gotta die," and they just kill them all.
Yeah, man, fuck them crabs, man. You gotta understand the concept of it is fuck them crabs. But I felt the same way about Pitch Black. It's a social commentary on we devour ourselves when there's nothing left. You know what I'm saying? Humanity is our plight is our inability to stick together.
Yeah. We yeah.
So they did a Doom, man. Everybody did drugs. It was cool. I loved this episode. It was so funny. But I don't really have any moments that were yo, that was hilarious. Well, one was when they were falling off the cliff and they all fall and hold on to Fry's pants and they start falling down. And Leela's like, Fry, you're not wearing a belt. Well, no, she said, why aren't you wearing a belt? And Bender's like, or at least having a substantial ass. Why do you not have any ass, sir? Come on, man.
Right off, man.
All your ass and cheeks non-existent. So yeah, I thought that shit was funny, man. It had some funny moments, but this one was a better episode with not as many funny moments.
Yeah, it wasn't it wasn't quite as funny, but it was the story, on base level, was just better.
Y'all let me know what y'all think, because I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong, but maybe I'm wrong, and I'm willing to change my mind if you guys can point out enough good stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Change our minds.
I just really, the fucking council of parasites was fucking crazy though. Why does Nibbler have so many fucking animals, microbial animals in his litter box? Jeez Louise. He only doo-doos one big fucking clump.
Hey, yeah, the micro ecosystems of these alien creatures are mystifying. And the fact that they decided to dive into all that kind of stuff is pretty cool. Oh yeah, actually, we forgot to mention the stupid smart moment of this episode when they do this, I guess, I don't know, 4-dimensional crossword puzzle.
4-dimensional crossword puzzle.
Where they come up with a question and then they explain what the answer should be, and then when they come up with the answer, I don't know. We were just both looking at each other this is some super science.
This is definitely the answer. The answer was
2001: Space Odyssey.
Yeah, but I almost got it. I was gonna say a space movie, but it didn't make any sense because it was just describing a small space within a small space within a big space that is a small space. And I'm like, What?
Yeah, like
Didn't make any sense, but
the way they explained it was just incredible, and yeah, it's like those moments are just are what makes the show what it is. It's stupid smart all the way around, and it doesn't feel like it's missed a beat. Like it honestly feels like Futurama from yesteryear. Like
you know why?
Why is that?
Because you all are out there. You too, Alex.
Oh, me?
You all out there are all stupid smart. Yep. We all are. I am too, by the way.
We are all stupid smart.
Y'all are just stupid smart. Stupid smart. Not that kind of stupid smart, but all the stupid smart. Yeah. Smarter than Friday.
Yeah, like it's like one of the reasons why I love like shows like West Wing. You have these incredibly smart people running the country, but they also do these dumb workplace comedy type things where it's just like because they're just like you and me. All of us are stupid smart. All of us have strengths. All of us have weaknesses, and this show really it hits that sweet spot of what we all are as humans. And then, it's a beautiful show. Anything you want to add about Futurama Hulu season before we get out of here?
No, man. Like, can't wait for the next 2 episodes. Can't wait to talk to you guys again. Make sure you check us out on 9 Nerd Yards, talking about something nerdy about something else. We got a lot of stuff in the works for you guys that's coming up in the future. Big things. Some changes and some additions and some subtractions and multiplications with some divisions that end up getting components into some monopolizations.
It is
so
goddamn
mathematical shit up in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna start wearing crop tops that just barely show my titties. So it's gonna be a crazy fucking next couple of months, few months. Don't forget to keep going with Doesn't Hold Up. Season 2 is going to be coming like in February, I think, or something like that. But we got all of the season 1 loaded up, ready for you to go all the way until December. So I just want to get those things out of the way for people who may watch this in the future.
Guys, look out for Doesn't Hold Up episodes and some Underboob. It's all coming to you. We promise you.
Y'all ever seen? Would you fuck me?
I'd fuck me.
Man.
Shout outs to Kartz too. You thought I was gonna say Silence the Lambs.
I thought you were just gonna say Buffalo Bill.
Yeah. But guys, thank you for listening to the Drunk Banthas
Gals
podcast.
too.
Guys and gals. Guys, I feel like it's just a unisex statement. I call all of my coworkers.
Man, you know what? I don't identify as guys. When you refer to me, I want you to refer to me as women.
Why? Thanks for listening to the Drunk Banthas podcast. We do this every once in a while. Also, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe so you can get updates on new videos.
Right there.
Check us out on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Twitter, IG, TikTok, likewise, YouTube, all the internet things at the Drunk Banthas.
Subscribe!
Stay safe, my little dude. And may the force be with you.